Hi, welcome back, it's Susan. Today I'm going to show you how I'm making this trifold card. So you'll need a cardstock of 10 by 7 and you're going to make a mark at 2.5 and at 7.5. Flip it over and mark it at 2.5 and 7.5. Then score it 5 all the way down. So just scoring it at 5. Now this is my easy way to do this. I want to put my T-ruler at 2 inches. So when I get to the 2.5 mark, my tool just goes to the ruler. Flip it over and then do the same at the 2-inch mark with your T-ruler. And then score it down at 2.5 and 7.5 just to get these scores. So what I've done then, you can either do it with a ruler and do a line and cut it, or you can do it on a score board, a cutting board, if you've got one that'll just go in between. I cut it with my finger blade just to get those marks to make the shape. So the two smaller inner pieces you're going to make valley folds, and the big piece at the top is going to be a mountain fold. So when you've got your shape, just give it a burnish on both sides. And then you'll need another piece of cardstock, which is going to be 5.5 by 7, and you're scoring it on the 5.5 side at a 1/2 inch, just for a folding tab. So that's going to be glued on. Just there to elongate this card. So I'm going to do that now. Just getting it lined up, top and bottom. And giving that a burnish as well. So I'm going to fold that end flap when I've got all my other pieces stuck down. So this is just some cardstock, and I've cut the same pattern out, but I've done it a little bit smaller. So I've done it a 1/4 inch smaller because I just want that little border of the white all the way round. So that is how the finished bit is going to be. Now you can do whatever you want on that back panel, whether you want to put your message on that one. I do want to decorate it, but now I am a bit limited with my cardstock. And when you do the cutting, for if you've got, obviously you need it the different orientation to stick on. If you cut one out and then put the other like a template, but make sure the two right sides are together, like if you were doing any sewing. So gluing those panels down. Just making sure my borders is right. If you didn't want to do, like, I'm going to call it a T part there. If you didn't want to do that, To make it easier for yourself, you could just do a rectangle panel and then a square. And obviously these smaller pieces I've just cut down to that 1/4 of an inch smaller, just to have that border in the around them. The actual, we'll call it a fancy fold card, it is quite easy. The hardest part for me was deciding and making up all my little elements to go onto it. So I've already pre-done this, but I'd only got this little bit of card left, which I wanted to use. So nobody's going to know that there's a hole in the middle. I needed that little piece of cardstock for my decoration on the front. So I've made my elements up, and I'm going to fold that back flap up just to get that fold, because that is how it's going to be. It stands nicely and it's firm. I'm being mindful about that folded element to it, but I don't really want to have it straight. I'm going to have it like that. I think I like that a bit better. So I've done all my elements, and that is where that circle went that I cut out of the back panel. So it's just, once you've made your elements, you might want to do a flowery card. For this card, it's for my daughter-in-law. She's turning 40, and she's had a change of a career path. She's now studying to be a nurse, and I'm so proud of her. So I thought I've got to incorporate that into her card. I'm going to raise that on foam pads. And sticking that down. I did get that scrub set. It was from Amazon. Done my letters to put a name on, and the letter set, it's a Sizzix die set. The circle happy birthday die, that was I've had it a long time, but I do know it was a Crafter's Companion. Sometimes I can't remember where I've got things from, and sometimes I can remember. And that medic set, I think that was from Amazon, but I'm not really sure. Doing the decorations was more time consuming than it was actually doing the card base. I just thought I'd show you that doing this style of a card, it isn't hard. You can have a go with it. You can go to town with it if you want to. Obviously, we have a recipient in mind, don't we, when we make our cards most of the time. And this one will be perfect for Katie. And on the back, that's where I'm going to do my sentiment. I'm going to make a box for it, but not today. So I hope you've liked it. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you again soon.